It all comes down to this. One more win for a date in the ultimate big game in Minnesota high school football, the Prep Bowl. Tonight, two of the best teams in the state in 2021 go head-to-head. Maple Grove is looking to make the title game for the first time in the program's 25-year history. Eden Prairie has done it before. Can this Eagles team be the 14th since 1996 to play for a championship? We'll find out next on CCX Sports. From downtown Minneapolis and the home of the Minnesota Vikings, U.S. Bank Stadium. It's the site for the Class 6A semifinals in prep football as the Eden Prairie Eagles take on the Maple Grove Crimson. Hello and welcome to U.S. Bank Stadium. John Jacobson along with Joe Basil. And Joe, these teams haven't played each other in 3 years, but they know each other well. They played 8 times overall in the last 10 years. Eden Prairie's won each of those 8 times. Maple Grove hoping to flip the script tonight with a new group of players. None of these players on either team was on the field 3 years ago.
No, and as we spoke a little bit before the game and pregame and so forth, I think if maybe there's a year that Maple Grove can get these guys, this might be the year, John.
Both teams 10-1 on the season. Eden Prairie coming off a win last week against Farmington. Our last TV game was last Thursday in the snow down at Eden Prairie when Maple Grove took on Woodbury, and it was a good game for the Crimson. They had to fight the elements a little bit, but were able to get 3 touchdowns in that game via the run, 1 through the air, and able to put away the Royals that night by a score of 31-12. Was a look at some of the highlights from last Friday night. Derek Jameson, of course, has had an outstanding season for them. Had 2 rushing touchdowns in the ball game. That one put them on the board first. They were ahead to stay, and then a second quarter long pass, Jacob Kilzer to Sam Peters to put them up 14-0. And Kilzer had a rushing touchdown late as well to salt this game away, and a 31-12 win. Eden Prairie, a 17-7 win over Farmington, the second time they beat the Tigers this year. Each of these teams had a little hiccup early in the middle of the season, and have both recovered to get to the semifinals. As they look at our 6A bracket, the second semifinal comes here Friday night. In about 24 hours from now, it's STMA. St. Michael Albertville takes on Lakeville South, and the winners will play next Friday at U.S. Bank Stadium for the championship. Let's jump into our key players, starting with Eden Prairie. They're technically the visitors tonight as the bracket plays out. And Trey Bixby is an outstanding player, playing at Eden Prairie after moving from Ohio. Grew up in Minnesota and then moved back. And good-sized kid. He's a guy that you've got to account for as you're an offensive lineman.
Well, and as the old adage says, John, it all starts with the O-line and the D-line. And, of course, he's the anchor of that EP Premier Program D-line.
And for Maple Grove, really 4 outstanding linebackers. They run that 3-4. Jay Suzel had a really big game last week against Woodbury. Second on the team to Mason South in tackles for loss for 14. How key are the linebackers to stopping Eden Prairie? And we know what they do in their attack year after year. It doesn't vary very much.
Well, with EP's offense, they like to run that wing T, and they'll run traps and power. So if the D-line for Maple Grove can keep the EPO line guys off of them, I think the linebackers for Maple Grove can have a big night.
Exciting for all of these kids and the fans and the parents, the coaches, to be at U.S. Bank Stadium. So if you're the coach, you just got to try to get your kids past the first few minutes, right? And looking around at the lights and taking in the moment and then getting down to playing football. Yeah,
that's right. And in the little shot we had there with the elements, and that's one thing you don't have to battle here tonight, that's for sure.
Should be a great one here tonight. Our final football telecast of the fall in Class 6A. It's Maple Grove and Eden Prairie. We'll kick it off next on CCX. CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV. Aerial shot of downtown Minneapolis. We're looking forward to a great one tonight on 6CX. Eden Prairie and Maple Grove. Eden Prairie has won the toss. They have deferred. Maple Grove, Joe, will receive the opening kickoff.
Right now, I'm noticing Jamison back there. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that EP will not kick to him.
We are underway, and indeed they do drive Jacob Anderson back instead. He'll return it out past the 10, breaking 1 tackle, and gets to the 15. So good kickoff, and then good coverage downfield by Eden Prairie as well. A tackle made by Emmanuel Edwards along with Matt McFadden on the kickoff by Cole Nelson. Yeah,
good discipline by EP there. You know, the old proverbial stay in your lanes, and didn't give him much of a lane to run through.
Look at the numbers on Jacob Kilzer. He has been outstanding. 1,200 yards passing, 12 touchdowns, just 1 interception. That came 2 weeks ago.
Maple Grove coming out empty here, John, right off the bat. 5 wide.
Kilzer, quick throw, trying to hit Cole Newell, slanting back across the middle of the field. Incomplete. Throw a little low, and it's 2nd down and 10. If you look at the offensive starters on your right for Maple Grove and the defense for Eden Prairie, and like most Eden Prairie defenses, they've been good this season with the exception of the Lakeville South game early. They have been tough and held a good Farmington team to just a touchdown a week ago.
Right.
And a good starting unit for that Maple Grove offense, averaging nearly 40 points per game. They face a 2nd down and 10 here on their opening drive. Ballback, and then Kilzer took the ball back, and then he'll run it forward for 5 years. So put it in the belly of the fullback, and then Kilzer keeping it, and it'll set up a 3rd down and 6.
Lombo likes to run that. He'll run that fullback on a little quick dive there, but as you said, Kilzer took it right back, and almost a bit of an RPO action there.
Ball at the 19-yard line on a 3rd and 6.
Back empty again, John, 5 wide.
2 to the bottom. Jamison in the slot. Kilzer, good protection. Throws high, and it's intercepted. Anderson, I think he slipped, and it's picked off by Logan Garris. And Eden Prairie gets the first break of the game.
Yeah, we'll have to take another look at that, but yeah, at first blush here, I'd see if a receiver did fall down. Not sure if that was a slip or not, John. I'm not sure.
Well, Garris sets up Eden Prairie's offense in good field position. They're at the 33-yard line.
And that familiar double wing of theirs.
Nick Fozzie is their quarterback. He wants to throw on 1st down, going to the sideline, and incomplete.
Yeah, Mike Grant on a sudden change, kind of going against character there a little bit, and going downtown. A little bit unusual for him, but not in a sudden change situation.
Fozzie, great numbers as well. Nearly 71% on his completion percentage, but not all little dump-off passes. He's been able to throw downfield nearly 1,000 yards throwing on the season. 11 touchdowns and just 2 picks. 2nd down and 10. And they'll go to the ground game. And a gain of a yard, maybe 2 yards to the 31 on the first rush of the night for the Eagles.
Yeah, nice job by Maple Grove to stuff that little fullback dive. As I said in the pregame, Coach Grant loves to run trap and power. He'll run it either side, a little bit of motion once in a while. One of his patented little plays is an inside reverse.
Roll out by Fozzie, throws and gets the completion of the 25-yard line. It'll be short of the first down by about 2 yards. Catch by Michael Gross.
Pass complete to Gross.
Gain of 6. It's 4th and 2.
Nice accurate throw there by Fozzie, John. And on the stat sheet, Gross has 20 yards per catch. A little under his average on that one, but close to the first down. And deep enough, I'm sure they're going to go for it here.
Shuffling some personnel last moment here on a 4th down and 2 from the 25. Walden the back, and now we're getting a timeout for Eden Prairie.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Grant particularly liked the call, or maybe saw something on the Maple Grove defense that wasn't to his liking. And even though it's early, an important down here, an important call.
Mike Grant now in his 30th season. That's Eden Prairie, and tremendous success, obviously, to anyone that's followed Minnesota football the last 3 decades.
Just incredible.
All the state appearances, 23 of them, 11 state championships, all since 1996.
Incredible. Just I don't know. The words kind of defy me a little bit at what Coach Grant has done over the years, and just running a solid program. Even when they're just good, they're really good.
Right. No big play here early in the first quarter. Walden, the back behind Fozzie on 4th and 2. Fozzie's going to roll out, steps into his throw, and it's incomplete. Broken up by Jackson Powers, and Maple Grove turns Eden Prairie over on downs.
Really nice job of closing, I thought, by Powers on that, John. He really closed on the receiver and made it difficult for him to catch that football. A little bit surprised by the call in a way, but some respect for the D-line and the linebackers of Maple Grove.
So the early turnover, as you take a look at it again, does not hurt Maple Grove. That pass intended for Chidi Oboazar. And on 1st down and 10, the toss to Jamison. He'll get to the 30-yard line and out to the 35. And we do have a penalty flag down, probably holding. We'll see.
It kind of is in that area, isn't it, John?
Mm-hmm.
And Maple Grove coming out of the I formation with Jamison dotting the I. And yeah. And as you said in the pregame too, you know, both sides, you know, you come into this U.S. Bank Stadium, you know, you see you see the big lights of downtown, and you know, both teams kind of working it out here a little bit.
So instead of a new first down out past the 35, but it is still first down, but now 1st and 20 back at the 15. This is where Maple Grove started its first drive of the night. Back into the aisle, back in Jamison. He'll give to Jamison. It's got a nice hole. He'll bounce it outside, and then well defended. And late hit's going to be called. They had blown the whistle, and then Noah Exness came in late. He was wrapped up around the ankles by Cade Hutchison. And then we have the late hit, which I think is going to be the call here against Ekness.
Yeah, and against EP. So we're trading laundry here, John. We're trading yellow flags early on.
It is not an automatic first down in high school football. It is a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, second and very makeable. And Maple Grove seems to have settled in here to, at least for this series anyway, with your standard I formation. Jamison deep, about 7 yards deep, with the fullback right behind the quarterback.
2nd and 3 now from the 32. And Kilser is going to go down. Bobby Heiberg, senior defensive end, came in unblocked and gets the sack.
Heiberg didn't go at all for that fake, did he, John? Not at all. They kind of faked a trap there, and Heiberg just kind of stormed going north-south right up the field.
Sets up a 3rd and 12.
Loss of 9, and it'll make it 3rd down and 12.
we're almost in that territory. 3rd and 12 is somewhat makeable, but not a ton of plays for 3rd and 12.
Play action, Kilser throws and incomplete. Hornbacher, the intended receiver, missed him, and it's 4th down, and Maple Grove will have to punt.
Yeah, Kilser, you've probably seen more Maple Grove than I have this year, John, but Kilser just doesn't quite seem like he's in the groove just yet, maybe. But it's early.
Sam Peters into punt.
And we got twin safeties back here.
Low snap, but he handles it fine, gets it away. A fair caught at the 46-yard line. Fair catch made by Noah Bonin.
Yeah, so as we've traded back and forth here a little bit, EP on the upside here in terms of flipping the field. They got great field position here, John, at the 46, and looks like they're coming out in their I formation this time.
Punt of 31 yards with no return. On 1st down, first carry tonight for Takai Vaughn. He gets out to near midfield. Gain of 4. He's averaging over 10 yards a carry, much as Derek Jameson is for Eden Prairie. But Eden Prairie will use a lot of different backs, more so than Maple Grove, and really more so than most teams. They'll shuffle guys in all night with pretty good success.
Pretty good success, yeah. It's A, B, C, D, and now we got a little bit more of a tight formation. There comes the.
On 2nd down and 6, they go right side, and it's a short gain this time. It's Bennett Larson on the carry.
That's one of his trademark power plays there, John, and that he likes to churn up for defenses. Actually, Maple Grove, I thought, defended that pretty well.
Sets up 3rd down and 4 for Eden Prairie at the 48.
3rd and 4.
Fozzie, play action, steps into his throw, gets the completion, and gets a 1st down.
Yeah, the second time that he went to 82 there in kind of key 1st down situations there, John. Kind of just a quick hitch, and Fozzie doing a nice job. 3-step drop and gets him on the turn. 1st down.
Gross with his 2nd catch. First down of the game. From the 42 now of Maple Grove. Maple Grove operating out of the I, trying to bounce it wide, and there's a tackle for loss. It's Cade Cook on the tackle.
That was a great job by Cook coming up and showing some speed so that EP couldn't get to the edge there. That was a great job by Cook. At first there, I thought the EP back was maybe going to gain leverage on the outside there, John, and Cook closed that thing down.
Max Johnson, a loss of 1. Talked about the linebackers, Kears, Brebeck, Sawyer, Skanson, Jay Suzel, Cade Cook. All had their time in the spotlight, so to speak, with big plays for them. 2nd down. Fozzie will fire a strike down the sideline, but misses his receiver. It'll be 3rd down and long. Trying to go to Vaughn, well covered by Mika Bay.
Hey, looking at him all the way. Nothing real tricky, but he was looking at Vaughn the whole way, and Maple Grove defended it well.
So look at the starters for Eden Prairie. Sadler and Sather on the line, but not related. Spelled the same, pronounced differently. You look at the rest of the offense and the defense, it's been really good for Maple Grove all season.
EP's going to have to hustle here, get this play off, or they're going to have to burn another timeout.
3rd down and 11. And they didn't.
Yeah, Mike was talking to his quarterback. Oh, ended up with delay of game. Mike was talking to Fozzie quite a while over there, John. And I looked at the clock, and it was down to 14 when he released him. That is the one nice thing about being at U.S. Bank, although some high school fields are now starting to get game clocks. It's great for the quarterbacks to be able to look up at that game clock and kind of adjust your offense accordingly.
3rd and 16 now for the Eagles.
Kind of a slot situation at the bottom of the screen here, John.
Fozzie throws and it's incomplete. Almost intercepted. Trying to hit it to Janelle Taylor, but broke it up. And Eden Prairie, after 1 first down, will have to punt.
Yeah, Taylor was in the slot that time, and again, just kind of ran a little hitch. I thought Fozzie was maybe a little late with the ball there and almost cost him.
Good pass breakup by Sawyer Skansen.
Yeah, one of those really good linebackers that you talked about, John. And we got Mr. Jamison back there in punt return.
High kick. Jamison will field it and hit immediately. Gets out of a would-be tackle. Still going backwards, and now he's spun down back at the 8-yard line. Again, good special teams coverage by the Eagles, and their fans fired up.
The one thing I do like about that, though, John, is one of my pet peeves is punt returners that don't return punts. So I kind of like the idea that he didn't do fair catch. Unfortunately, he went east-west, and EP was there to defend it.
Crimson have not been blessed with good field position in the first quarter.
No, not at all.
3rd drive, and they're back inside the 10 this time.
Kind of a 3-wide situation, too, at the bottom of the screen. Not covering the slot at all out here.
This to Tanner Allbeck, and he'll slide out past the 10 to close to the 15-yard line. Been a good year for the junior. He picks up 4 yards there. So look at Matt Lombardi, 11th year as his head coach.
Yeah, Lombo's done just a wonderful job up there. Had those championships when he was DC at Wayzata, and great success with he and Brad Anderson. Then came to Maple Grove. I was fortunate enough to be on that staff for 4 years. Done a great job there in the 11 years he's been there.
2nd and 6. Toss goes to Jamison, and he'll get out to the 17-yard line. Set up 3rd down and 2.
You know, on that play before, John, Maple Grove had the tight end in the slot, and EP. Be interesting to see if Maple Grove comes back to it. Maybe someone upstairs caught that. There was nobody on the Maple Grove slot, which happened to be Sam Peters, the tight end, on that one.
Third and 2 from the 17.
I wonder who's going to get this one. Oh,
it's going to be the quarterback killed her. He fumbled the football. Eden Prairie's got it.
Yeah, ball came out.
Recovered by Garris, who had the interception earlier, and now gets the fumble recovery.
Fumble recovered by Logan Garris.
He's having a big night. He's having a big night early, isn't he? Yeah, it just came out right near the end there. Just kind of squirted out right near the end from Kilzer. Couple of good sticks in there by EP. I didn't really get the numbers, John, but a couple of good whacks in there early before he hit the turf.
Well, they forced 2 turnovers here, and now a great opportunity in the red zone just inside the Maple Grove 20. And then there's Skansen in the backfield almost as soon as the handoff was given to Tyler Walden. It's a loss back to the 21, a loss of 2.
Yeah, Skansen comes up in the A-gap. The right A-gap actually shows blitz right away, and as you said, almost beat the ball back there. Sudden change on that one. And last time we had sudden change for EP, he went up top, but not this time.
2nd and 12. Taki, quick throw and missed his player trying to get the quick hitter to Toby Frost. I don't think Frost had quite turned around for you yet, Joe, and it's 3rd and long.
No, he didn't. I don't think he had his eyes around at all. Although he has shown some, again, on the stat sheet for this year, Frost has been good for EP catching the ball out of the backfield, but just didn't have his head turned around on that one, as you said, John.
3rd and 12. And they'll go back to the ground game and a gain inside the 15 down to the 14 on the run by Walden. And this time picks up 6 yards.
Looks like the field goal team for EP here, John. Yeah, on that last play, I'm sure. Not sure if that was a quick trap. I'd have to see it again, but a little quick trap. They got some positive yardage on it, though.
Cole Nelson's had a good year kicking the ball. This will be a 32-yard attempt. And he drives it right through the middle. And Eden Prairie.
You know, well, we'll have to see how the game plays out, of course. It's still relatively early, but it looks like this could be a tight one tonight, John. And, you know, those 3 points right there could be huge as the game evolves. Maple Grove is celebrating, though. Good stop by their defense to deny him the touchdown. And they were excited that they got the stop.
So Eden Prairie gets on the board first. Coach Grant's team up 3-0 here late in the first quarter from U.S. Bank Stadium. There's a note about we talked about in the pregame, the all-time record between these teams. 8-0 Eden Prairie against Maple Grove. 3 of the wins coming in the state playoffs. Last meeting, that was a regular season one 3 years ago. Last time they played in the playoffs here at U.S. Bank Stadium 4 years ago. Maple Grove was coming off that Maple Grove Miracle win against St. Michael Albertville and shut out by a great Eden Prairie team led by Cole Kramer, now with the Gophers 26-0.
And I was on that staff. I was actually up in the booth for talking to Lombo that season. And, yeah, that was a tough one to swallow.
Anderson takes it at the 10. What a great tackle out past the 20 to the 21. Edwards, who would tackle on the first kick return, gets another one here.
I'll tell you what, John, he came down there like a missile. I mean, Edwards was just flying and denied him the 25-yard line.
Special teams tackle by number 30, Emmanuel Edwards.
Well, Maple Grove still looking for its first down tonight. We'll start this drive from their 21.
And they're coming out 5 wide again. A little
they faked it. Jamison kills her over the middle, wide open, and it's a first down out to midfield to the tight end Peters, and a gain of 29.
Yeah, Kilser settling in a little bit on that one. I think automatically, you know, the defense by EP goes to Jamison and opens up the middle of the field. Beautiful ball by Kilser.
Peters, who had a touchdown catch last week, and the win against Eden Prairie.
And they're 5 wide again, John.
Quick throw this time, and we're going to get a flag to try to go to Jamison. I think it's a procedure penalty coming up against the Crimson, the preliminary signal.
Part of the snap. Ball start. Offense. Number 3. 5-yard penalty.
Jamison moved a touch before he came back into that pass pattern. It'll be 1st and 15.
I like the idea of going fast, especially after you know have a nice gainer like that. But everybody's kind of got to stay still for 1 count.
Kills her out of the shotgun. And he's going to try to run it, and Eden Prairie is ready for it.
Yeah, a little quarterback draw situation there. And they just haven't had a lot of success running between the tackles or even between the guards, have they, tonight against EP so far.
Zach Down, number 72, senior defensive tackle on the stop.
Correction, 7, 2nd and 17.
A loss of 2 on the play makes it 2nd down and 17 now.
Another little different formation by Maple Grove here. You got Jamison.
Kilser looks. right and throws back to his left. It's Allbeck, the fullback, into Eden Prairie territory, lowers his shoulder and gets down to the 45-yard line.
And Allbeck has 19 catches this year, and that's just a wonderful weapon to have, John. Particularly, you know, when a quarterback needs a little bit of a safety valve, if you will. And, yeah.
They spotted him out at the
Beautiful
47.
Call.
It's a 10-yard gain.
Yeah, they didn't have to get it all right away. So third and 8. This is makeable for Maple Grove. And again, back to their 5-wide empty situation.
Kilzer trying to step up and throw, gets away. Looks like he was going to be sacked. Now trying to get to the first down sticks and can. He's well short. Gets a couple. It'll be 4th down at the 45. And Maple Grove will punt.
He did a really, really nice job of sidestepping the DN coming off the edge there for Eden Prairie. I thought had him in his sights. And did a nice job of springing there. But EP rallied to the ball.
Nice open field tackle made by Ja'Cory Bates, junior defensive back. Well, Peters with his second punt. Fair catch signal, and then it bounces into the end zone. So 45-yard kick, but a net of 25. Eden Prairie will start at their own 20 with 24 seconds to play here in the first quarter.
Well, the one thing that last series did for Maple Grove, John, is with a couple of those first downs is they've now successfully at least flipped the field a little bit and put EP in a bit of a shadow of their own end zone.
Fozzie, quick handoff. And a good gain on first down of 4 yards, close to 5. Veilley on the tackle of Walden on what should be the final play of the quarter. Slow to get up is Walden, but he is up.
Yeah, he's up walking gingerly right now.
It's his 4th carry of the quarter, and there we are at 0-0. So we're at the end of the first quarter. Our score from US Bank Stadium: Eden Prairie 3, Maple Grove nothing. More prep football on CCX Sports right after this.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
From US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, John Jacobson and Joe Basil with you. Class 6A football tonight. Maple Grove, Eden Prairie, Eagles leading the Crimson 3-0 after 1 quarter. 4th of 4 games played in various classes here today. We had an exciting one right before this one, Joe, and the Becker-Casson-Manorville game with Comet scoring a late touchdown to pull that one out.
Very exciting, very exciting.
As this Vaughn started the second quarter, gets 5 yards to the 29-yard line. Anderson on the tackle will be a little bit short. They'll actually mark him at the 28. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Yeah,
looks like he had more there when he first got the ball, didn't it?
It did. It did. It looked like he was going to make a lot more money out there on that edge. And he's limping as he's going off the field too, as well, John. But this is more vintage Coach Grant right here. He wants to, you know, as I said earlier, you know, he wants to run his traps and his powers. Maybe a little bit of off tackle, and a quarterback that can handle the ball.
He's going to want to throw on 3rd down. Has to throw it away. You get heavy pressure, and it's 4th down.
You know, that's the second time tonight that Coach Grant on 3rd and short, and then he was 4th and short where he's actually thrown the ball. So as I said, I think he's got quite a bit of respect for that Maple Grove rush defense. I think Maple Grove should get pretty good field position here, John. We'll see if what kind of hang time or what kind of punt the EP gets off here. Jamison, of course, very dangerous in open space.
Second punt for Exness. Gets it away. Jamison will field it at the 40. Trying to find somewhere to go, and that's where he ends up. So,
yeah,
again, well covered by Eden Prairie. They've done a great job on special teams to start the game.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, on their kickoff and then their punt coverage. And again, though, sometimes you get punt returners that'll let that thing bounce, and then you can. That's a first down or two that you have to make up for, that your offense has to make up. So I like what Jamison's doing there, catching the football, even though he didn't get more than 5 or 6 yards.
Best starting field position tonight for the Crimson. Jamison on first down, hit, and they'll only get a yard.
I would think, I didn't get to talk to either head coach this week, John, but I would think that they've got to have somebody spying on Jamison somewhat, because he's, of course, very key to their offense.
Mr. Football finalist, one of 10 finalists named this week.
I think it's kind of interesting, too. Again, you may know more about this than me, but that Maple Grove has come out in 5 wide a fair amount. Now they're in a little bit more tighter wing that Lombo likes to run.
Pitch goes to Jamison, almost behind him, but he's got open space, and he's got a first down into Eden Prairie territory. Nice little grab on that one that was almost behind him. Instead, he's able to pick up 13 yards and a first down.
That's a great catch by Jamison, isn't it? I mean, just a wonderful catch, showing his athletic ability. Just snared that right out of the air and picks up a first down.
Look at some of the scores he has had this year. 22 rushing touchdowns, 25 in all on the season for him, including his receiving and punt returns. From the 46 for Maple Grove, they give us to Allbeck. And Tanner Allbeck forward to the 42-yard line. They'll gain 4.
There's that little fullback dive Lombo likes to. A lot of times in practice, you like to feed your fullback a little bit. We always talked about you got to give him a cookie now and then, and and he picks up, as you said, 3-4 yards. They'll take that all day long. Back in the I formation again, John, with a wing to the near side here.
Give the Allbeck again.
Gives it to him again.
Pretty well defended. He got a couple yards, but Gow and others in on the stop for Eden Prairie. Heiberg there, and they're just not going to give you a ton of big plays as a defense.
No. And Lombo, I think Lombo's setting something up here, John. Maybe a little bit of play action.
3rd and 5 from the 41.
Yep,
toss to Jamison, trying to gain the edge, and gets past one defender, gets past another on a missed tackle, and then driven out of bounds at the 34, but that's a first down. A couple of missed opportunities there for Eden Prairie, including one by Garris, who has the 2 turnovers for them defensively tonight. Jamison able to get off both of those guys and get his team a first down.
Not only breaks 1 tackle here, John, but 2, and just starting to really get cranked up here. You're not going to arm tackle that fella. You best be wrapping him up all the way.
Gain of 8, 1st and 10. Maple Grove at the 33 of Eden Prairie.
Wing to the top here.
Kilzer wants to throw, hit as he throws, going to the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown. Jacob Anderson, and Maple Grove is in the lead. 33 yards and a touchdown.
It looked, we'll have to take another look at it again, but it looked like the D-back, John, was actually in pretty good position there, but Kilzer was able to get the ball a little bit further, and maybe a mistimed jump. We'll have to see on the replay.
Connor Fournier on for the extra point. Up and right down the middle, and it's 7-3 Maple Grove with 8:48 to play in the first half. Look at it again, Joe.
Yep, here we go.
Grove 7, Eden Prairie 3.
Yeah, just no, it really, yeah, it was just a question of a little bit of space that I'm sorry, the receiver again, John.
Anderson, the receiver.
Anderson, yeah, he just created a little bit more space there, and what a nice job! What a nice job of adjustment by Anderson, really.
Well, and Hutchinson was in a pretty good spot, as you mentioned, Joe. The coverage wasn't bad. It was just a perfectly thrown ball, and he wasn't able to get a hand on it, and Anderson behind him makes the catch.
Yeah, it really was. And this has got to go just a long way for Maple Grove's confidence, don't you think, John? This is, and again, I know we're still relatively early in the game here, but it's got to help them a lot.
Excuse me, Joe. Yeah, you've kind of settled down past that nerves. You're used to the environment now. You got those early turnovers, and if you're Maple Grove, we hope, okay, they're out of our system. Let's go and play the rest of the game.
Right, and I think they're just kind of settling into what got him here, right? You get the ball to Jamison, your playmaker, and he softens up the defense a little bit, then Kilser goes over the top.
Good kickoff handled at the 4-yard line. We'll seam up the right side, and a good return out past the 30 to the 33-yard line. That's Noah Bowen with a return of 29 yards.
23-yard return.
Eden Prairie now trailing with first down and 10 from their 33. First down, Fozzie wants to throw. He wants to go deep, and he's got it.
Quite a catch.
And again, it's Gross on the reception. And again, that was pretty good coverage by Maple Grove, like on the touchdown a moment ago for the Crimson. Powers in pretty good position, and Gross just able to get up and get that ball, and a big first down for Eden Prairie to start this drive.
Yeah, and Maple Grove's got some length, Gross has some length here, and goes up and snatches it. And I believe that's his third ball of the night, John.
He's got all three of their receptions. That one goes for 26 yards. Larson ran into his own man and in some trouble. And Brevik and company will bring him down for a loss. Back to the 43, loss of 2. Here's Brevik, senior linebacker, on the stop.
That's the one thing about Maple Grove is the speed of their linebackers. Like we talked before the game, John, they get anything out on the edge, you're going to, unless you've got superior speed, of course, they're going to run you down out there on the edge.
Second down and 12 for the Eagles.
Ross and Brevik combined to stop the Crimson.
You know, coming into this game, I really thought that Fozzie might go to Jamel Taylor a bit more, but Gross seems to be the guy so far.
Whistle and another delay of game. That's 2 on Eden Prairie here in the first half.
Second up.
Again, a little bit out of character for the Eagles here, and just choosing not to burn those timeouts.
There you can see the play clock. It's both up high. It's also down low, field level, where the quarterback, whichever direction he's going, can see it.
Should be able to see it, yeah. EP's empty on this one.
Second and 17 and incomplete. Vahey on the call. Oh, we're going to get a flag on a pass intended for Jernell Taylor.
I think they're calling that one maybe on Ross. I'm not sure.
Well, Vahey was in the coverage. I think it's on him.
Was it? Was it? Okay.
Pass interference.
Yeah, pass interference.
Defense. Number 1. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Coach Lombardi does not like that call.
Remain second down.
See that again.
Not one bit. Actually, it's holding, I think, maybe.
Well, it said interference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, there was a little hand fighting there.
Yeah.
I think maybe as much as the penalty being called, and you can see there on that replay, he's got the hold of the front of his jersey, which The side judge couldn't see, so
Right.
that looked like it was a good call after
Yeah,
all.
that left hand was stretching a little fabric there, wasn't it?
Not an automatic first down. It's second down and 1 to go. Fozzie up under center. Let the two backs behind him. And give it to Larson. He'll get a first down. Breaks a tackle. And he'll get to the 25-yard line before he's wrestled down. Powers and Anderson on the tackle. With a gain, though, of 7 yards.
Number 7.
See, I really think the answer, if there is an answer to figuring out Maple Grove's defense, John, I think you have to run right at them. Running side to side, east-west is not the way to go against Maple Grove with their speed. I think you got to go north-south against them if you're going to have any success at all in running the football.
First and 10 from the 25. Oh,
some people left early over there. Is that Taylor? Taylor
False
was
start.
one of them.
Offense. Number 60. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Fourth penalty on Eden Prairie so far. Maple Grove's been whistled for 3 penalties. Till first and 15.
Yeah, and again, a little bit uncharacteristic for the Eagles. Fourth penalty and then 2 delay of games. Little hiccups here early on by the Eagles tonight so far.
As we near the halfway point of the second quarter, Fozzie, quick drop, throwing, and incomplete. Powers on the coverage. Taylor, the intended receiver. It's second and 15.
Pass incomplete.
Yeah, real nice coverage by Prairie. Had inside position all the way, and you know, the only that's when you tell the quarterback 2 things can happen: either if you're fortunate enough to get it over the D back, or just throw it away.
Now it's a single back behind Fozzie on second and long. Roll out, looking back to his left. Will throw, completes it to Taylor. It's got the catch. It'll be brought down at the 29-yard line. Mason South on the tackle.
Yeah, I think Maple Grove kind of smelled that one out early, John, and even though they made maybe a couple yards on the play or whatever, but on that throwback situation, they kind of had that defended very well, I thought.
They thought there should have been a block in the back called there as well. It wasn't. And it's third and 14.
A slot situation at the top of the screen. Sprint out by the EP quarterback.
Throwing high. It's intercepted by Powers. Powers to the 15, and he's going to bring it out to the 23-yard line on the first turnover by Eden Prairie.
As we said earlier, Powers had position on that go route before. A little bit surprised that EP is throwing the ball vertical so much instead of trying to go underneath. But Powers right there making a big play, big turnover for Maple Grove. Still plenty of time here, of course.
If he get hit a little bit at the end of that play, as you look at the throw again by Fozzie. And now back to the offense. Jamison. Oh, breaks the tackle. He's in the open. Jamison down the sideline, and he is going to go for a touchdown. 77 yards, no flags. Maple Grove has done this time and again this year. They get a turnover and come back with a big strike on offense.
Yep, they get it in the right guy's hands. And if I'm not mistaken, this is a lot like the old counter tray here, John, where they pull backside guard and tackle. And, of course, they get it in the right guy's hands. And once he sees a little daylight, he's gone.
And he aimed for the extra point, and it does sneak through. And Maple Grove turns the turnover into points, and it's now 14-3.
3 to go, second quarter. 14, Prairie 3.
Yeah, and at least so far, can you say driver's seat? Yeah, that's a nice little job out there. And again, you're just not going to arm tackle number 3. And he turns on the jets. And it's over. Now it'll be interesting to see the Eagle response, right, John? You know, with all their tradition and history and tradition of winning football games, we'll see kind of see what you're made of here when the other team gets a relatively nice little lead on you.
Great season for Derek Jameson.
Yeah, he is a weapon, isn't he? I mean,
he had a good season last year, an abbreviated year, but this has been, I think, a breakout season. But I mean, he has really stepped up from a year ago to where he is today.
Yeah, nearly 1,400 yards rushing the football. That's just fantastic.
Ben Jameson on the kickoff, fielded by Bonin. Had a good return last time, not going to get much here. Out past the 20 and the 22.
Great coverage by Maple Grove on that. What I liked in particular about the kickoff by Maple Grove there, plenty of hang time on that, John. Great hang time to allow everybody to get downfield.
Excuse me, Joe. Ben Strelo on the tackle and special teams.
And if you're not going to kick it deep, let's have hang time and let your defenders get downfield. EP coming out in the I formation.
Ozzie will hand off. This is Larson. Breaks a tackle. They'll be tackled from behind by Scanson, but a good first down run of 8 yards.
Yep. And that's one of Coach Grant's traps. And again, like we talked, they don't necessarily have a lot of plays, but they're usually very good in their execution. And as I said, I think if you're going to make any money tonight at all against Maple Grove, you're going to have to go between the tackles, maybe on the edge once in a while, but go north-south.
On second down and 2. This will be a first down run. We'll get 5 yards out to the 34-yard line.
Yeah,
Noah Eknes on the carry.
This is more vintage. This is more vintage EP. Not running vertical routes as they were maybe the previous couple series.
Yeah, go back to what you are or what you usually are.
Right. What your identity is typically, and don't try to become something really that you're not.
Eknes gets the call on first down and picks up just 3 that time out to the 37.
And that's not to say it's going to be easy against this Maple Grove defense either, but you do have to kind of do what got you here.
The give is to Larson, hit by Cook, but Larson with good strength able to carry that defense with him another 4 yards. And he gets out to the 42-yard line, setting up 3rd and 2.
That was just
a good hard run.
Just a really hard run right there by Larson on that one. Just kept churning because it didn't look good at first, did it, John? I mean, yeah. Now a very makeable third and short.
Ball is fumbled. Ball is loose, and it's picked up. Anderson's running loose. It's a touchdown from Maple Grove. Wow.
That just about says it all right there. Yeah, and the ball just kind of came spinning out of there, didn't it? I mean, almost like a big hop in baseball or whatever. It just came spinning out of there, and perfect spot for Anderson to pick it up and go.
Second touchdown tonight for Jacob Anderson. Had one as a receiver, gets one here. As a defensive back, the safety coming in and scooping up the loose ball. Eden Prairie fans a little stunned
I think so. I think Mike Grant might be a little stunned. I think they're waiting for, I'm surprised that the clock, oh, okay, they just started. That's fortunate for Maple Grove because they only had 10 fellas out there on the extra point. Sometimes that does get a little crazy after a big touchdown like that.
Fournier's extra point, up and through. And 3 touchdowns in less than 6 minutes for Maple Grove has put the Crimson up 21-3 here late in the first half. Look at it again. Ball just popped out.
Yeah, it just kind of went spinning. I don't know if somebody kicked it or whatever, but it was just tailor-made for Anderson. And he knows what to do with it.
Better look at it here. Yeah, it must have gotten kicked by somebody, and then Anderson just able to pick it up and run it in from 40 yards out.
That ball does bounce funny sometimes, John. Sometimes it bounces for you and sometimes not. Now there's a picture that says a lot right there.
They're not used to being in this position. There's a lot of football left to be played.
You bet.
You know, and I was thinking as that drive started, Eden Prairie would really like to get 7 on the board, right? And make it 14-10 before halftime. Instead, now probably the best you can hope for if you're an Eagles fan is 21-10 at the break.
Right. And you know, they were starting to pick up a little traction there with their run game and so forth, but the dreaded turnover. I don't think EP has to. Not sure what the game plan was early with those verticals, but I don't think they have to abandon that just yet. We'll see what the calls are like here on this series.
Bonin will let this one bounce. It bounces back toward him. He'll pick it up, and he'll get out to nearly the 30-yard line. It's actually a pretty good return considering how that went. I think he thought it was either going to go out of bounds or out of the end zone. Instead, it bounced back toward him. He's able to make a nice recovery and get to 25 yards on that return.
I think so too. And that was just like a nice little golf shot, wasn't it? That just kind of, reversed and.
Eagles with 2 timeouts will start this drive from their 29. Fazio hand off, trying to go outside of the tackle for loss. Michael Ross comes up. Ball carriers Owen Anderson.
25, Owen Anderson.
And Ross, the junior, comes up. It's a loss of 2.
And I would think there's also a situation where we've got 2 and change. Maple Grove's got all 3 of their timeouts. They get a stop here. I would say you need to call a timeout with the way the momentum's going here, John. Put another one on the board.
Fozzie on 2nd and 12 will throw. He's got a man and he's got a first down. Get the completion out to the 39-yard line, or 39-yard line. Close to the 40 with the forward progress. Pick up a 13 and a big first down for the Eagles.
I think that might be the best ball Fozzie has thrown tonight, John. The defenders by Maple Grove had the receiver bracketed, and he was able to fit that right in there.
Get back up to the line of scrimmage with the clock running and handoff, and not much doing up the middle. They're Nate Peterson. He's 2nd down and 8, maybe. Closer to 9. Clock running with down to 1:35 to go.
And on that play before, I think that's more of the EP pass game as well. I don't really think the verticals are going to work for him.
Fozzie throwing, gets the completion. It's Taylor. And that's a first down. And saving, that was a touchdown saving tackle.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. Taylor kind of just went up the seam there on a seam/slant, and you're right. He almost escaped on that one.
That was Anderson on the tackle. A gain of 18 yards. First down and 10 from the 40. Eden Prairie on the move, and Brevik is going to stand up Nate Peterson and drive him back. Ball is out.
Forward progress was
There you
holding
can
on the
hear.
field.
Forward progress was stopped. 2nd down and 7.
I don't think we have replays in high school football, do we, John?
For the Prep Bowl, they will replay them. Although
Really?
I don't think that would be a reviewable play,
Okay.
regardless if they say the forward progress has stopped. Clock continues to run. Down to 40 seconds to play now in the half. 2nd down and 7. Fozzie up to the line. Play action. Rollout. Gets out of the pocket. Has time. Throws toward the end zone. And it is called. No, incomplete. Broken up by Powers. Intended receiver was Gross. He's already got 4 catches tonight. Almost had a 5th there. Deep in Maple Grove territory. Instead, Powers able to get a hand in there and rip it out.
For a moment there, John, I really think he did. He really did take it in. Nice ball by Fozzie on the rollout here. Had to escape himself, but I thought Gross almost snatched it. We got 3rd and 7.
26 seconds to go. Clock stopping on the incompletion. Fozzie has time to throw today. Throws here. Had nowhere to go, and his receivers recovered and just throws it out of bounds.
No ball for intentional grounding. The quarterback was out of the tackle box.
The ball made it past the line of scrimmage. 4th down.
So 4th and 7 at 21 seconds to go. Ball at the 37. Still 2 timeouts remaining for Coach Grant and the Eagles.
Right.
No, not one timeout.
Second
I mean, make sure you get the right call here and to be able to keep the sticks moving.
Yeah, and I think if you're EP, I mean, you cannot, with the way this game has evolved so far, you can't be given anything away here and going into the locker room and just conceding. Okay, we're going to go in at 21-3. You're going to try to get some points out of this.
Absolutely.
And with 21 seconds left and a timeout, they can still do some good work here.
Well, they got to get a completion here, or whatever gets them 7 yards.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised that play that they ran maybe 3-4 plays ago, where they kind of did a little spot hitch over there. That worked out well for them. Although he's got 2 receivers to this side.
Fozzie on 4th and 7 gets the completion, but it's short of the 1st down, and Maple Grove will take over on downs. Cade Cook on the tackle on the completion to Bonin.
Yeah, Cade did a great job of keeping everything in front of him there, and okay, I'll give you the reception, but you're not going to get the 1st down. Beautiful defense there by Maple Grove.
There's 2 yards. And I don't know. I would think you just kneel on this one, right? And you go to halftime?
Probably. Yeah, probably. Although in a way you're kind of playing with house money too, so.
Toss it to 3 and see what happens.
That's right.
We'll see. From the 35. And they are just going to kneel on it. And I think Maple Grove fans will take that. Their team up 21-3 as we go to halftime.
Yeah, they just, wow.
That is the end of the
Quite a half for the Crimson, and although you can be assured of one thing, I'm sure the Eagles, this game's far from being over, and I think the Eagles don't know if they'll be able to come back all the way and yet, but quite a half for the Crimson.
We'll take time out. Halftime here at U.S. Bank Stadium. Maple Grove trying to get to a prep bowl for the first time. They overcome an early deficit, a big second quarter for Maple Grove. They score 21 points and they lead the Eagles 21-3 at halftime. More football on CCX in a moment. Halftime from U.S. Bank Stadium. Maple Grove leading Eden Prairie 21-3. First of two 6A semifinals. The second one coming Friday night between Lakeville South and St. Michael Albertville. Let's look at highlights from the first 24 minutes of play today at U.S. Bank. And Eden Prairie certainly had the advantages early, able to get 2 turnovers. Interception here by Logan Garris. Maple Grove able to turn Eden Prairie over on downs that time, but not the second time. Garris getting a fumble recovery after a Kilzer fumble, and that led to a field goal by Cole Nelson. It was 3-0 Eden Prairie after 1 quarter, but Maple Grove comes alive in the second quarter. Kilzer to Jacob Anderson. Perfect throw and catch, 35 yards to make it a 7-3 game. Jackson Powers on an interception. He'll return this one out past the 20-yard line on the first turnover for Eden Prairie on the night. And the very next play, Derek Jamison, we've seen this play before, and a couple of great moves, and he goes 77 yards for a touchdown. He's over 100 yards rushing in the first half, and that made it 14-3. Eden Prairie gets the ball back, looking to get some points before halftime instead of bobbled snap, and then picked up by Anderson, and Jacob Anderson with an offensive and defensive touchdown tonight. This one goes for 40 yards to make it 21-3. And that's where we stand here at halftime. As you look at the yardage in the game, 182 for Maple Grove, 116 for Eden Prairie. Joe, the numbers that stick out to me, we get the 14 points off turnovers for Maple Grove. You saw the direct one, and then the Powers interception, which set up the Jamison run.
The 14 points for Maple Grove, and then with the 2 turnovers by EP, only coming away with 3 points, John. And big contrast there. The other thing that stands out to me too, and it's sort of interesting, EP wants to run the ball inside for the most part, and Maple Grove is just going to use Jamison and get Jamison to the edge, use that speed. 109 rushing yards to 44 for EP. That's definitely another stat. Passing yards virtually a push, but 109 to 44. A lot of times when you're up against EP, that stat can go the other way.
Absolutely. 21-3, Maple Grove leads Eden Prairie at halftime. The Eagles will get the ball to start the second half. More football from U.S. Bank Stadium on CCX in a moment.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Some of what's happened here in the first half is look at individual numbers. Fonzie just 7 of 17, Joe. 72 yards, touchdown, and an interception. Larson 21 yards rushing. Gross has had a good game, 4 catches for 51 yards. Jamison with that big 73-yard run, part of his 100-plus yard game. Anderson's had a huge game, a touchdown reception, and a fumble return for a score.
And I think what stands out for me there, John, is Fozzie, 17 attempts. Typically, that's not Eden Prairie football. That they're putting the ball up 17 times. They typically want to run the football. So that tells you a little bit about how the first half went for them.
Ben Jamison will kick it off. Lonan's had some good returns. He'll get a chance to return another one, this time at his 1. Out to the 20-yard line and brought down at the 23-yard line this time on the tackle by Sam Kleiber.
Yeah.
So Maple Grove What's the message at halftime, do you think, from Coach Lombardi? You had a great first half, but you haven't won anything yet, right?
What's that? I'm sorry.
You haven't won anything yet. You're up 18 points, but you got to come out and play another second half of football for Maple Grove.
Yeah. You know, and I think they maybe found the game plan as they worked along. You know, they were doing empty and some various formations, but I would say, you know what, keep getting the ball to Jamison. And you know, some periodic throws, like we said to Anderson. I'm not sure you have to make too many adjustments, at least on the offensive side for Maple Grove. And with EP, I think for them to have any kind of shot at this at all, they still have to even at 21-3, I think they have to establish that ground game going north-south like we talked about in the first half.
So the first down run wiped out by the chop block penalty, and now EP backed up to her 11-yard line. They got to get out to the 32. A 1st and 21 coming now for the Eagles.
Yeah, and this typically is not what they want to see. That's exactly the opposite of how they want this thing to start.
The I formation from the 11. Fazio will hand off, and the ball is out, and it's picked up. This is Brevick, and he's in for a touchdown. The second scoop and score of the game for Maple Grove. Wow.
I got the words deja vu all over again going off in my head here, John.
Unbelievable. You're lucky to get one of those in a season. You get two in 2 quarters here for Maple Grove.
Exactly. And as I said, well, we'll see what Coach Grant. I can't imagine that Coach Grant has been. I'm not a historian of Eden Prairie football, but I can't imagine that Coach Grant has been maybe in this kind of a game before. Possibly, he's been around a long time, but
not in the state playoffs. It doesn't seem like. We mentioned they had a one-sided loss in the regular season earlier that they obviously nicely bounced back from. The flag here now on the extra point attempt.
Yeah, I think we'll maybe delay a game here, or
I think it's against Eden Prairie.
EP was yeah.
Penalties decline. We'll have the try.
EP lined up offsides here.
Now we get the point after try by Fournier, and it's up and it is good.
Drives it through.
And just a few seconds into the third quarter, Maple Grove has added to its lead. Now 28-3. Let's look at it again. Stripped by Skansen and picked up by Brevick.
We talked a little bit too, John, pregame about the fact that EP is relatively young with their junior class and so forth, but whether it's juniors or your seniors really have to take hold of this thing now for Eden Prairie and kind of get this thing settled down and see where it goes from there. As you said, we got a lot of game left, but they got quite a mountain to climb here right now. I love the way the Maple Grove by Jamison here. I love where he is kicking the football. He's got that corner really zeroed in. Got some great hang time, and he's not given. Is it Bonin out there? I'm sorry. Yeah. He's not giving him. Basically using the sideline as another defender, doing a great job.
Put all of his kicks in about the same place. This one a little shorter than the last time. Bonin out past the 20 to the 29-yard line. Yep. And tackle down there.
Bonin running hard and got decent field position.
And another flag is out. Let's see what this is about.
Personal foul. Legal blindside block. Return to number 1.
Blindside block this time. So 2
First down.
long penalties for Eden Prairie early here in the second half, plus the turnover.
Right, negates any kind of a, oh yeah. All right.
Tackle, the block was there on Osseo. So Eden Prairie now backed up to the 12-yard line. Trailing 28-3. Unbelievable.
And you know that thing I said about running north-south? Probably going to have to change it up a little bit here.
First down run, and a tackle made by South and Ross. Short gain. Yeah, you can't do that with the score
Not
the way it is now.
Not at this point. Yeah, and that run right there, like as we talked about in the first half, that's really that edge run where they haven't had a lot of success anyway. Not playing to their strengths.
Second down and 11 from the 11. Fozzie, play action, roll out. Looking back to his left, now trying to step up, and down he goes. Sacked by Atkinson. Josiah Atkinson, the nose tackle, 6'1", 245 pounds, gets the sack.
Atkinson on the tackle.
You know, he had Michael Gross early in that sequence, but didn't pull the trigger. He had him on the quick out over there, and then it was too late. Gross had to kind of go into scramble receiver mode, and you know, that opened up the sack situation for Maple Grove.
3rd and 14. Fozzie, drop back, roll out, gets out of his end zone, and he'll just run out of bounds at the 10. Just didn't see anything, and it's a couple of yards, and that's it. And Eden Prairie will have to punt.
Yeah, no, and actually a smart play by Fozzie, even though the situation is such that they'd, you know, of course, like to get at least a couple of first downs, but best thing to do, don't compound the fracture here.
Exodus in for his 3rd punt. Jamison standing at the Eden Prairie 43 to try to receive this.
One way or the other, they're going to get good field position here, John.
You would think so. High, good kick. Jamison will field it at near midfield. And fumbles the football, but luckily he was at the sideline and fumbled it out of bounds.
Right. Actually, pretty good coverage by the punt squad of EP on that one to kind of hem in a dangerous returner.
Well, it's state tournament history for Eden Prairie. 23 state tournament appearances, including this year, and Maple Grove with their 9th appearance. Eden Prairie, I mentioned the 2017 team, how they beat Maple Grove here in the semifinals. Went on to win the state championship, a runner-up in 18. Then 2019 was Wayzata beating Champlin Park. Jamison gets a call on first down and springs for 8 down to the 36.
Boy, you sure got to like that. And that's been a little bit of the mantra here is getting Jamison either with a little bit of a edge run or toss sweep, hasn't it? I mean, and he's starting to rack up some significant yardage here.
Only his 7th carry of the game, but he's had 110 yards already.
You know, and if you're Maple Grove, not sure what Lombo's going to do here, but if you're Maple Grove, you really don't have to put the ball up at this point because you're gashing Eden Prairie pretty good.
All back on second down and a good open field tackle. That's Larson. Bennett Larson, we see him on offense and defense. Stops Allbeck after a gain of just 1. It'll be 3rd and 1.
And that's really been, with Maple Grove giving it to the fullback there a little bit on that quick opener, that's been probably the most successful defense against the run that the Eagles have had tonight.
Third and 1. Maple Grove at the Eden Prairie 35. Allbeck and Jamison behind. Kilser is going to keep it. And let's see where they mark him. He did not give him any forward progress. Certainly, it's going to be 4th down. I thought he had gotten a little bit there, and then he was driven back, but didn't have it.
Right.
Bixby and Milton those in on the tackle. 4th down, and still a yard to go.
Now EP's really pretty tough in the interior of that line situation. Like I said, I think if they're vulnerable at all, it's on the edge.
Well, 4th down, a little less than 1 to go from the 35. Maple Grove will go for it here. We're inside of 8 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Timeout, Maple Grove.
First charge timeout, Maple Grove.
Kilser tonight with a touchdown pass. He's had a really good junior season. These are some of the highlights he's had this year. Jacob Anderson there on a touchdown or on a long catch. Sam Peters for a touchdown in the opener against Osseo. Can run the football. We've talked about that. He is a really good player, good-sized quarterback, and just a junior.
Right, and he'll be back for one more go at it. And I'm impressed with when he pulls the ball down, John. He's a pretty darn good evasive runner with the football in his hands. They haven't had a lot of success with that sneak tonight, and he did fumble the one time, but no, when he pulls the ball down, he can do some damage with it.
Eden Prairie fans up on their feet, hoping for a stop here on 4th and less than a yard.
I formation here.
Toss to Jamison, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. Eden Prairie takes over on downs. Danny Freshman on a loss of 2.
Well, that was the toss, but it wasn't the wide toss where they've had success with. Kind of cut a little bit short, and you give Eden Prairie's defense credit for rallying to the ball.
That gives Eden Prairie a little bit of a spark, but the scoreboard still rating the same, 28-3. The ball at their 36-yard line here.
Yeah, it should give them. Yep, should definitely give them a little bit of a lift here. And again, I think the one thing with well, first of all, again, probably Eden Prairie hasn't been in this kind of a hole for a while, and then I'm not sure their offense is built for this kind of a comeback.
Fozzie wanting to throw on 1st down, going down the sideline and incomplete, and he'll get a flag. They're going to interference on Powers, who is down defending Gross.
Gross has definitely been his favorite receiver tonight, hasn't he?
No doubt.
Yeah. Like I said, going into the game,
Pass interference. Defense.
I thought it would be Taylor, but Maple Grove's possibly doing some adjustments and taking Taylor away from them.
Take a look at the route again. Yeah, definitely had his hands out a little bit. Pushed him to the sideline, and that brings the call. So 1st down and 10 after the 15-yard penalty. Ball inside of Maple Grove territory now.
EP will take it, right, John?
Absolutely. Fozzie inside handoff, and there's a big hole, and they're probably the best running play of the night. It'll pick up 11 yards on the rush by Toby Frost.
And that's one of Coach Grant's favorite plays. That little inside. He'll run a little reverse off of that too at some point. We haven't seen it yet tonight, but you're right.
Their longest gain from scrimmage on a run play before that was 8 yards. That one goes for 11.
And as you said, they're getting a little bit of a bump here from that 4th down stop.
Handoff, and Skansen turning their running back sideways, and nothing doing there. Ross also in on the stop.
Yeah, there really hasn't been much doing on that play all night long, I don't think, John. But I guess sometimes you have to run plays maybe to set up other plays as well. But they haven't made any or much money on that tonight at all.
2nd and 9 after the 1-yard gain. 6.5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Fozzie throws over the middle, incomplete through the hands of Taylor. And it'll be 3rd down.
Nice job of Fozzie getting rid of the ball. Maple Grove was bringing folks on that. Fozzie did a nice job of getting rid of the ball.
Taylor got hit a little bit at the end, or on the pass
Officials time
attempt,
out.
and I think Eden Prairie was hoping for a penalty. I don't think one was warranted, but Taylor definitely shaken up, and he's down on the field.
I just saw him. He hardly made the sideline over there. Took his helmet off, and I didn't really see the play.
Well, as the ball went through his hands, he took a little bit of a hit, but it was kind of a bang bang. It wasn't enough late where a flag should have been thrown, and one wasn't. Eden Prairie sideline sees it differently. We hope Darnell Taylor is okay. He's certainly been a big part of their offense this year. Let's take a look at it again. Here's the throw.
Yeah, a little bit behind him. Oh, okay.
Well, they're okay. Osseo comes in. It was a couple steps after. It was a little later than I thought, although that was slow motion. Osseo came up and got the elbow up a little bit toward the face. And now I look at it again, you can see where Eden Prairie at least is coming from. But it play on, and it's 3rd down and 9. Taylor will shake that off, and hopefully Eagles fans be back in the game. Fozzie, throw out of the backfield and a completion, and Ross gets the tackle on the catch by Bonin. Very similar to that play in the first half where Cook made the catch on Bonin that ended the half. That's only a gain of 2.
Linebackers for Maple Grove doing a really good job of covering backs and receivers, I think, for EP, which sometimes can be a challenge for linebackers, John, but doing a good job of keeping things in front of them and minimal gain.
Eden Prairie needs this. It's 4th down and 7 from the 35.
They got trips to the bottom here.
Fozzie flushed right. He's going to try to run. There's a flag down. V runs him out. He's short of the 1st down regardless. Now, unless it's a defensive penalty, it'll be Maple Grove taking over on downs. The flag going where it's usually you expect an offensive holding or a legal block.
Holding.
And that's what it is.
Number 68. Penalties decline. Results of the play. Turnover on downs. 1st down, Maple Grove.
Fozzie got 4 yards, but he needed 7. Crimson fans who have come out tonight, students excited to watch their team tonight, up 28-3, sensing perhaps a date on Black Friday with the U.S. Bank Stadium again.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
5:45 to play, 3rd quarter. I'm not surprised at all Maple Grove's leading. I am surprised by the score, Joe. I will say that.
Yeah, I am too. I'm definitely, like we said before, this certainly could be Maple Grove's year.
Kills-Earl throw and almost intercepted. I think he was almost trying to go out of bounds with it, and that just about got picked by Frischman. Lucky for Maple Grove, that's an incompletion.
Yeah, Danny Frischman was exactly right, was just right there. But back to your statement there, I agree with you. It's not so much that a surprise that Maple Grove is leading, but the score is a little bit of a shocker.
Kilser didn't get a lot on that throw. He was trying to go to Allbeck and underthrew it a little bit, just didn't get a lot of push on it, and Frischman almost had a pick off.
And he likes to go to Allbeck. I mean, I think Allbeck's got maybe 19 receptions this year, which is great for a quarterback to go to his running back.
On 2nd down, the handoff, delayed handoff goes to Jamison. Trying to find some room on the left side, and he'll get out to the 37-yard line and pick up 6.
Yeah, a little misdirection there, a little hand back play, a little misdirection there by Maple Grove. And well, he is exciting, isn't he? I mean, even when he only gains six yards, because at any time you feel like he could just take it to the house.
35.
Third down, and a long 4 to go for Maple Grove from their 37.
Really big for EP's defense here, John. The clock is starting to definitely not be their friend.
Kilser throw and gets the completion. That's Cole Newell. 1st down out to the 46-yard line. Gain of 9. First catch tonight for Newell, and a 1st down, a big one for Maple Grove.
Nice ball by Kilser. We call that a little chair route. Kind of an outside-in route, good possession route, and move the sticks. That's what you want to do.
Only the 4th completion tonight for Kilzer. He's got 1 for a touchdown and the long pass to Peters in the first half. And this one gets a first down. They set it down from the 47.
High formation. Well, showing a little option.
Kilzer will keep it, and he'll be hit and dropped after a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards. No Xness on the tackle.
Yeah, a little option situation by Maple Grove on that, and probably a smart move by Kilzer just to keep it in his hands, keep the clock running. If you're Maple Grove, you want, obviously you're in that situation. You want to keep the momentum going and keep moving, making first downs, but at the same time, you really don't need to be in a big hurry.
And you want to be careful with the football, right?
That's right.
Jamison trying to jump out of a tackle and can't do so. Gets out of 1, but not 2. Big Trey Bixby puts him away. A loss on the play of 4.
Yeah, they definitely rallied to the ball. EP rallied to the ball nicely on that particular play. We'll see if Lombo puts it up here. Always a little more dangerous when you put the ball in the air, but at the same time, you don't want to be caught being too conservative either, John. 3rd and 14 though. That's a bundle. And we're back to the empty formation.
Seen this a lot tonight.
Yep.
Kilzer didn't have anyone to go to. Now he's going to run it. Get out to midfield. Fumbled the football, but got it back. He'll be short of the first down. He will gain about 9. And Maple Grove will punt. Fortunate they didn't turn over.
The bounces have been friendly, huh?
Yep.
You have to say the bounces have been kind of friendly for the Crimson. But hey, you know what? You make your own breaks too. So.
Sam Peters is in punt formation.
He bounced right back to him. Peters will kick it away.
Yeah, he's in a really good spot here. I don't know. Let's see. Now they've got punt safe on here.
High kick and a fair catch made and then dropped. Back at the 10-yard line by Bonin.
Yeah, normally sure-handed, right? And
that was a great high punt though, Joe. No chance for a return on that one.
Yeah, both Jamison on kickoffs and then on the punt here. Beautiful hang time. Let your defense rally and get down the field. And again, 90 yards to go for EP. The percentages aren't great here, scoring from your own 10-yard line, John.
Right. Peters a 38-yard punt with no return there. 1st and 10 from the 10 for EP. Run out of road here late in the 3rd quarter and trailing by 25. First down run out to the 16-yard line. Toby Frost with the carry.
Yep, pretty solid run. Actually, probably maybe one of their better edge runs tonight by Frost, and a good pickup on first down. But again, we're nearing the end of the 3rd quarter here, so.
2nd and 4 from the 16. Another run for Frost, and he'll get a first down to pick up 6 yards. Alan Joe on the tackle.
I did see that Taylor's back in the game, John, out there. And so they got Gross and Taylor, 2 of their better receivers. Good to see Taylor back in the game.
1st and 10 from the 22. Inside of 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd quarter. There he is, Shernell Taylor. Hand off on first down. And Cook with a great tackle from behind on Frost.
I'll tell you what, Frost was just starting to get the train rolling there too, and great ankle tackle by Cook that time. Great job.
This team tackles so well, Joe. They don't miss many tackles. We've seen that all season with them, and we've watched Maple Grove. They're not going to give you any.
That's so important. That's huge. Tackling technique.
2nd down and 6. Fozzie on a rollout south, who's in his face, has to get rid of it, and incomplete. Taylor covered by Vahey downfield. And it'll be third down.
Fozzie was fortunate, I think, to get that one off because the linebacker for Maple Grove had him in his sights, and that would have been quite the circus catch by Taylor if they would have hooked up on that one.
Mason Southwest, 21 tackles for loss, was bearing down on him looking for number 22 there. And
Yes,
Fozzie had to get rid of it a little sooner than he wanted to. Third down. Roll out right for Fozzie. Now we'll run it, and it'll be knocked out of bounds by Joe. It'll be short of a first down. I think at this point you got to go for it. I mean, you're at your 30, but you're 4th down and 2. You're down 25 points. I think there's no.
It doesn't.
Well, no. Well, what do I know? I haven't won 11 state titles, so I'll just be quiet.
Nice little boot action by Fozzie on that, but they're Maple Grove's just doing a great job of staying in front of the sticks.
And it's dead. Agnes will pound it. This time Maple Grove doesn't even have anybody back.
No.
And so you give up some field position here, but you don't risk a fumble, right?
Right, exactly. And if Coach Grant does have a little something up his sleeve, right, you've got all 11 guys up, and a return is really the last thing you need, and really they're not in too bad a shape.
Yeah, Maple Grove last week actually gave up a fake punt for a first down against Woodbury at about the same place on the field. The Royals went for a first down.
And maybe that was on Coach Lombardi's mind.
Great punt, though. 56 yards with no return. Maple Grove, which had bad field position in the first quarter, their worst field position really since then, Joe. They'll start this drive from their 17. Now it's just about hanging on to the football. Jamison is Eden Prairie tries to get a hat on the ball and knock it out. Bennett Larson driving Derek Jamison back, gain of 2.
Yeah, and to your earlier point there, John, I think if Maple Grove can continue to, they've got enough points to win this game. If they continue to care for the football, take care of the football, I think they're going to be fine.
That will be the end of the third quarter of play. Maple Grove in the driver's seat. They lead Eden Prairie 28-3. More football on CCX after this. Back at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Maple Grove 28. Eden Prairie 3. Fourth quarter starting here as Maple Grove has the football deep in their own territory. A comfortable lead, trying to close it out here in the last 12 minutes. Tanner Albeck, the tough second down run up the middle. Eknes among those on the stop. Flag comes in late. See what this is about after a 3-yard run by Albeck.
Wombo's definitely been going to that little quick cookie to the fullback that we talked about, hasn't he? And we'll see. This definitely came in late. Sometimes somebody may have said something.
After the play was over, personal foul. Defense, number 91. 15-yard penalty.
Personal foul on Bixby after the play was over, and that's a first down for Maple Grove.
And that's what I meant earlier about, your seniors kind of taking hold and so forth. You don't. It's bad enough to be down 28-3, but you don't want the wheels to come off.
Right.
especially when you have a nice stop like that on first down, and there you go.
They haven't come off, but they're close.
Yeah.
Jamison on first down, pick up another first down, gain a dozen yards out the midfield.
Best run of the night inside the tackles, or up the gut, if you will, and yeah, this is definitely going to be a test if EP can kind of gut it out here and finish this ball game.
Jamison had a 77-yard run in the first half.
If I'm Maple Grove, John, I don't put the ball in the air at all. I'm just pounding the ground.
Give it to Allbeck on first down. Heiberg on the tackle. Had some help. Gain of 3, but the clock keeps moving.
Yes, it does. And even though it's 10 and change, every first down, that's a good couple of minutes at least, maybe a little bit more. And again, with those play clocks, I don't know what Lombo's telling his quarterback, but I'd keep my eye on it. I wouldn't snap the ball till there's about 2 seconds.
Kilzer can see it in his sights, down at 10 right now.
He's looking right at it, isn't he, John? He's looking right at it.
Snapped at about 4. He's going to keep the ball here, and a good open field tackle stops him short of a first down.
Nice fake by Kilzer. He had me faked out on that one, that's for sure. But again, that's that little fullback cookie play that we talked about. Nice job of ball handling by Kilzer.
Picks up 5, 3rd down and 2, his 9th rush tonight.
And it's a safe play too, keeping the quarterback's hands.
Well, Eden Prairie not only facing the score and the clock, but you're running out of possessions that you're going to get. You're only going to get the ball so many more times.
Exactly.
So you really need a defensive score. Maple Grove's had 2 of them tonight. Eden Prairie really needs one here. Now, Maple Grove trying to do everything they can to prevent that, just wrapping up the football. Run by Jamison, he'll get a first down.
Another first down. Yeah, another first down.
First down.
Trey Bixby trying to fire himself up. Yeah, EP's in a tough spot, no doubt about it. A spot that they have rarely been in, I think.
First and 10, Maple Grove from the 39. Timeout, Maple Grove.
Second charge timeout. Maple Grove.
Maple Grove's really had some great senior leadership this year, Joe, and the captains have been a terrific, talented junior class. Seniors have been great, both the talent and the way they've shown leadership. One of the guys who's really a great leader, got injured midway through the year, Aiden McMahon, was having so much success as a linebacker this season, went out with a season-ending injury back in week 6, and I know he's still at every practice, at every game, and still a big integral part of the team, even though he's not able to play, and I'm sure that's killing him inside, but at the same time, he's here with his teammates, and it looks like he's going to be able to be on the sideline a week from Friday as well.
Oh, exactly, and when we put the camera on him, definitely, well, he has a smile on his face right now, as a matter of fact. Yeah, still has a smile. That's tough. That's tough, particularly when you lose your senior season like that. But, you know, he's right here supporting his teammates, and I'm sure, you know, talking to the linebackers at various times when they come off the field.
First down throw to Anderson from Kilzer, and gets inside a defender and picks up 11 yards.
And another first down. Yeah, pretty safe play, although Anderson gimps off a little bit here, but pretty safe pass by Maple Grove. Kind of a long handoff, if you will. Although in the previous game when we saw Becker play Cassim Mandeville intercepted a pass like that and kind of turned the game around. So Maple Grove doesn't have to put it up too many more times. Hopefully not. Just either give the ball to your fullback or your tailback.
Handoff is to the fullback Allbeck. A couple of yards, 3 yards to the 25. Heiberg on the tackle.
You know, and the other thing that's going on here too, John, is after a while, you know, EP's defense is starting to. I mean, they've been on the field for quite a while, and you start to get a little bit of defensive fatigue as well when you know, when the fullback's hammering you and Jameson's hammering you and Kilzer pulls it every once in a while and runs a little boot action.
Yeah, really since the middle of the second quarter, they've been on the field a lot, and in the second half as well. Jameson will get the toss, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. Back at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, defended pretty well on the edge that time. That's been definitely a go-to play by Maple Grove.
3rd down and 8. And meanwhile, we're down to 7 minutes to play in the 4th quarter.
3rd and 8.
Yeah, they're really melting the clock now, John. They really are melting it, and again, Kilzer has it right in front of him.
Kilzer's going to roll out in some trouble, throws an incomplete. Allbeck the closest player to him, but he was pursued by Obazar and had to throw it away. So it's 4th down. They'll keep the offense on the field. And if you don't pick up the 1st down, Eden Prairie still got a long ways to go.
That's right.
And still a lot of points to give. It's been a very good drive for Maple Grove, even if they do not score.
Yeah, and again, you bleed a little bit more clock. And who knows, they may pick up this 1st down. Well, there we go with the 5 wide.
Throw to the sideline and the completion to Allbeck at the 5. It's 1st and goal, Maple Grove. Pickup of 21 yards.
Boy, what a nice luxury when you can bring your fullback out of the backfield. And you know, the stat sheet said 19 completions to Allbeck this year, and boy, what a big one that was. Again, keep possession, and they're in the high red zone here, ready to score again, John.
1st and goal from the 5. Hand off to Allbeck, and to jump into the middle of that defensive line. Got 2 yards to the 3. Bring up 2nd down and goal.
Yeah, Allbeck looks like he's on that play. Looked like he was having some fun out there, didn't it? He kind of jumped in there, slashed in there.
2nd and goal.
Only gave him a yard, and it's 2nd and goal from the 4. Maple Grove about to advance to the Big School Championship for the first time in program history. School opened in the fall of 1996. 9th state tournament appearance. It'll be their first time in the Prep Bowl. Toss to Jameson. He's got some room, and he gets the edge on the touchdown.
Yeah, he totally had the pylon there. You could just tell when he, you know, and such good vision, first of all, and then, of course, great speed to get to the pylon. And as they say, John, that would probably just about do it.
Yeah. Jameson, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season, approaching 30 on the year, getting there. With another week to go, Fournier on for the extra point. Up and through. 35-3. Maple Grove. Eagles fans have, some of them, have seen enough.
I think it looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah, definitely. Heading up the stairwells. Yeah, this kind of domination against them, probably they haven't seen that in quite a while. Yeah, a little dip inside and then head to the pylon, John.
Yeah, we haven't talked tonight individually about that offensive line, but they have done a really good job tonight and all season in both facets of the game, running and passing. Will Russman, Zeph Petrie, Hunter Gerber, Max Straheim, Bryce Tiber, the starting five, and they have really done a good job protecting Kilzer as a quarterback, opening holes for all his guys. He's the open holes for that guy. He can sometimes make his own, but the line often doesn't get enough credit. They've done a good job tonight. Ben Jamison, they kick off again. Another solid kickoff, really handled by Bonin at the 6. Comes to the middle of the field, out to the 20, and brought down at the 23-yard line. Class 6A rankings. Lakeville South, #1. Eden Prairie and Maple Grove were 2 and 3. St. Michael Albertville, you don't see them in the top 10. They were unranked. Knocked off Wayzata last week in the quarterfinals. Wayzata had beat STMA by 20 in the regular season. The Knights turned the tables last week and eliminated the Trojans. And they'll take on #1 Lakeville South tomorrow night here at 7 o'clock. 1st and 10, and South is going to get the tackle on Toby Frost. Andrew Cornelius, a senior, will get some snaps in at quarterback. I like that. Coach Grant giving his senior, who's played a lot of football, but in his last game here, a chance to come in and play some here at US Bank. Fozzie's got another year to play.
Yeah, that's a good move by Coach Grant. A classy move, really, and give the senior a chance, and plus have the experience be here at US Bank. Cornelius
will roll out. There's no one downfield. Will throw here and gets the completion out to the 28. And again, it's Gross. And tackle made by Powers. There's a flag that comes in late. Prairie walking backwards. If we can read anything into that or not.
And Cornelius actually
personal foul. Offense. Number 68. After this receival, down count. 3rd down.
Goes against Andy Kaiser for a personal foul after the whistle.
Yeah, there's been a number of those.
Yep.
A number of those tonight. You know,
it's just not the kind of game you're used to seeing Eden Prairie play. Now, Maple Grove has something to do with it, obviously.
Right.
But I mean, penalties, turnovers.
Yeah. As I said, usually it's the opponent of Eden Prairie that quite possibly would be doing, you know, some of those kinds of plays or whatever, maybe losing their cool a little bit, because they can. Over the years, Coach Grant has definitely frustrated a lot of teams.
Ball backed up to the 14 now. Cornelius will toss it and run this gain of a couple of yards there for Toby Frost, who's been busy here in the second half.
I think another kind of mark, you get the impression too that 1 or 2 steps forward by Eden Prairie tonight, John, and then 2 or 3 steps back, huh? And
right.
When they've had even late in the game, like Cornelius did a nice job of extending the play and had a completion to Gross, and then the penalty takes him back.
And on 4th down, they've got a punt.
And they don't have enough people on the field.
Matt McFadden running on late. Kick away, high kick again. Maple Grove with nobody back. And Eden Prairie will down it. Maple Grove 40. 3:25 to go. And now I think for the first time, Matt Lombardi out on the field congratulating his guys.
Yeah.
Now you can relax.
Yeah, I think so. You got to feel, and this is when it's really fun. If you're Maple Grove, yeah, this is when it's really fun. You can really enjoy it. A lot of work, of course, a lot of work for both teams. It starts early. Many times it starts in the weight room in January, but yeah, you got to love it. And I think we got a backup quarterback for the Crimson.
Yeah, Zane Vitens in now is short game, maybe even a loss on the run on the first carry of the night. Charlie Roush, junior running back, gets the call, lose a yard. Charlie Roush doesn't carry. He just got to carry at U.S. Bank Stadium. Second down and 11. Clock running under 3 minutes to go.
I remember the first time, that I was coaching and we went to the Metrodome or U.S. Bank. What a thrill for these high schoolers to be able to come in here and get on this field, compete.
Final timeout.
Light Tents waited for the play clock to get to 1. Calls Maple Grove's final timeout. 2:37. Well, we've got a moment, Joe. I want to say this will be our last coverage of 6A football game, but you and Jay Wilcox will be back in this spot in about 18 hours for a 5A semifinal. Cooper taking on Matamidi. That'll be our final telecast of the fall season, but that should be a good one.
It should be a good battle.
Really good season for the Hawks.
Yeah. They've had. I mentioned to Jay, don't want to say they're necessarily 100% a team of destiny, but Cooper's got a lot of things going for him. Matamidi will be, a tough test. Probably contrasting styles again. Matamidi typically usually likes to run the football, although their quarterback can throw it a little bit too.
Second down and 11. Toss goes back to Roush, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe half a yard, and will bring up third down and long.
Yeah, that was quite a game we had last week. Cooper, Alexandria in the snow. Alexandria takes an early lead, and Cooper just fights back. And Joe Russell, of course, does a great job. But they've got players up and down the line.
2 minutes, 5 seconds to go.
And then let the celebration begin, huh?
Maple Grove comes out, Joe, a 21-3 lead at halftime, and you're like, wow, it's only half. And Eden Prairie, let's see what they can get done. Second play, they get the scoop and score from Kiers Brevik, and that pretty much sealed it there, I felt like, when they got up 28-3 in that first 30 seconds of the third quarter.
And the very first play of the second half,
First charge
I
timeout.
think didn't they have
a penalty?
They had a penalty.
Yeah, right.
So it's been that kind of a night.
Yeah.
It's been that kind of a night for EP. Even though it started with them getting a couple of turnovers, right? But couldn't sustain it.
Eden Prairie takes the timeout here. Excuse me, Joe.
And give Maple Grove a ton of credit. I mean, all three phases, really. Coaching staff celebrating. Spent a lot of time together. And I think Lombo, he might not be thinking this right now, but I get this snapshot of, like, remember when Steve Young won that Super Bowl after understudying Montana? Get that monkey off my back, right? Get that monkey off my back.
Finally beat Eden Prairie.
Right.
Maple Grove now gets their 11th player out there as VE will come out. Peters back to punt. And a timeout, I think, called by Coach Grant, so he can get some more players into the game here on a final offensive series. Kick away, fair caught back at the 29-yard line by Bonin.
Bonin with a successful fair catch at the 29.
Bonin is definitely a sure-handed guy on special teams, isn't he? I mean, he's kind of one of those, players that, obviously things didn't go their way tonight, but he's been out there, doing a workmanlike job for Eden Prairie.
Minute 33 to go. Eden Prairie will start its final drive of the season from its 29-yard line. Cordelia staying in at quarterback, and a nice run up the middle on first down. And Xavier Koskinen with his first carry tonight.
That's to number 10.
Maple Grove getting all of their guys in on defense.
That's fantastic to give everybody that experience of playing on the turf at U.S. Bank.
And a handoff on second down, and a good tackle. That's a terrific play, open field. Max Messenberg, the senior linebacker.
As you said earlier, John, one of the strengths by Eden Prairie or by Maple Grove this year has been their tackling, and that was textbook right there.
Yep. Messenberg, another one of those seniors, doesn't play a lot of varsity, but those senior contributors. All these guys contribute in practice, right? They're the scout team guys, and you need all of them, whether it's offense or defense, and they're running the scouts. And Messenberg, one of them, and all of these guys that are getting in the game here late.
I really don't think we talk about defensive wins championships. For you to have a successful program, John, your scout team has to be there every week. Your Bs or your scout team doing a great job.
On the run here, a ball, finally progress stopped. First contact was by Nick Wentland, and there it is. Maple Grove, we're at 0-0s on to the Prep Bowl for the first time in school history, and convincingly tonight, 35-3 over the Eden Prairie Eagles.
Yeah, that's quite an effort by the Crimson, a dominating effort, really, I think, John. And yeah,
maybe some nerves early, but they worked that out. They came out of the first quarter only down 3-0, and it could have been worse, Joe. And they come back in the second quarter, put up 21 points, and then they had a score in the third and fourth quarter, 2 defensive touchdowns tonight, and they win going away 35-3. And so congratulations to all these guys. I got to see my son play for one play there, Jack, number 56 on defense.
I saw 56 run out on the field. That's awesome. That's awesome. And opportunistic, huh? Maple Grove opportunistic, and just really, really, like I said, in all 3 phases, I felt like a real dominating effort by the Crimson.
Saw Jacob Anderson there a moment ago, had 2 touchdowns, 1 on each side of the ball. Kiers Breivik there, number 33, had the defensive touchdown. Mika Vey, he's like, yeah, let's go. We got 1 more week to go. We got Thanksgiving Day plans, boys. We're going to be back probably practicing on Thursday and playing here next Friday night.
Nothing like practicing on Thanksgiving, John. I've done it a few times. Nothing like it. It's just special.
Great celebration. The students who have come out, and I know the kids appreciate that. The players appreciate their colleagues, their classmates coming out tonight and being able to watch them play. They didn't get to do that last year. It was parents only last year, and the students were able to come back, and certainly came back in full force. You can see last week, Ryan and I talked about it a little bit, a lot of the players, almost all of them, dyed their hair, and as I mentioned last week, some with more success than others. But it's worked, right? You're 2-0 with the new hair.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. That's some wonderful shades of orange right there, huh? Goes great with those crimson jerseys.
Well, despite this outcome tonight, still another terrific season for Eden Prairie. They finished the year 10-2, state semifinals, and you always feel for those guys as seniors are playing their last game. A lot of them won't go on to play, and even if you're not a senior, just like, man, we're so close to getting to the Prep Bowl, and it just ends. You don't play the game. You know you're capable of playing tonight, and you're beaten by a better team, but you certainly didn't give the execution in plays that you've given in a lot of games this year, and it comes back to get you in the end here.
The other thing I think is so admirable about Eden Prairie, John, is they are there every year.
Yeah,
they're there every year. It's not one of these, up, down, kind of, bell curve kinds of things. I mean, they're right there every year. Just some years they're a little better than others.
So they finished the season 10-2. Maple Grove 11-1 punches their ticket to the Prep Bowl November 26th at 7 p.m. against either Lakeville South or St. Michael Albertville. That will do it for our coverage tonight. Hope you've enjoyed all of the coverage from U.S. Bank Stadium. And for all of our crew and Joe Bazzo, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks so much for watching our coverage of high school football on CCX tonight. It's Maple Grove winning 35-3 over Eden Prairie.